Many people believe that they are accessing the Akashic Records, and they may be making some mistakes that are blocking their clarity or that are creating confusion for them. What I'd like to do in this video is to identify the top 10 mistakes that Akashic Record readers make, and also offer suggestions about how to correct them. My name is Georgiana, and I have been accessing the Akashic Records since 1997 when I studied with Linda Howe. I studied with Linda for a number of years, and one of the best decisions I made at that time was to partner with another student. We agreed that we would exchange record readings every 2 or 3 weeks with each other, and we have been doing that for more than 25 years. This has created a solid foundation in the records for me and a deep respect for the records. I'd like to share what I've learned in this video with the hopes that it will help you create a stronger foundation with your relationship with the records. So what are these mistakes? Let's identify them now. A mistake that some readers make is comparing yourself to other readers. Each reader has their own unique style, their own experiences. Comparison creates unnecessary self-doubt. The more that you work in the records, the more that you're going to recognize what your style is and how information is conveyed to you. The recommendation here is to focus on and appreciate your own unique connection. Another mistake that some readers make is doubting the guidance you are receiving. You want to understand that doubt is a part of spiritual development. It's a part of actually reading in the records. Many beginners expect visions, voices, mystical experiences, and in contrast, while that might happen, the records often communicate through simple thoughts, images, subtle impressions. When you try too hard to have those visions, those voices, those mystical experiences, your analytical brain takes over. And when that happens, that can remove you from the space of the records. While doubt can be an aspect of reading the records, that doubt can stop you and stop the flow of information that you are receiving in the records. So it's very important to overcome that doubt, to have faith in what you are receiving. If you have doubt, ask for confirmation within the records. Ask if this doubt is protecting your integrity or if it is blocking trust. Let the records help you move through this doubt. Another mistake that some readers make is editing messages while you are receiving them. You may receive information and you may think the answer is too simple or it's not going to resonate with whoever you're reading for, and your impulse may be to change what is arriving, to give a different answer, to give a slightly different perspective. When you edit the messages you receive, this interrupts the flow of the information that is coming to you. And again, this can create doubt. So trust your first impressions. And if you're reading for someone else, trust that they are receiving exactly what they need, although you may think it's too simple or they won't like it. Another mistake that some readers make is bringing your personal bias into the reading. You want to avoid mixing your personal opinions, your desires, your emotional reactions into the messages. So if you notice that you're having emotional reactions, they're often a sign that personal bias is present. If this happens, ground yourself and ask the question again. Your role in reading the records is to be a clear channel for the communications you are receiving. So if you notice that your emotions are present and that they're coloring how you're feeling about the message you're meant to convey, take a step back and get grounded and then move forward again. Another mistake that some readers make is giving away personal authority to the records. You want to avoid the belief that the records override your personal authority or the personal authority of whoever you are reading for. The information the records provide is not written in stone, and it is not given as an absolute that someone must incorporate into their lives. Healthy records work emphasizes empowerment, personal power, and perspective, not dependency. Another mistake that some readers make is focusing on predictions, timelines, and outcomes. Instead of being predetermined, the future is fluid and it's subject to free will. The records are living and they respond to the energy of the present. Any predictions made in the records are generally unreliable. The records will share potential paths, not promises, not timelines, and the records reveal energetic patterns rather than fixed outcomes. If you're looking for certainty or guarantees, you'll likely either misinterpret what you receive or you'll hear what you want to hear. The records invite reflection and they encourage choice and free will. It can also be helpful to recognize unexpected and surprising wisdom as a gift and as a doorway to new understandings. You're encouraged to replace a fixation on the future with a focus on growth, patterns, and soul lessons instead. Another mistake that readers in the records often make is overinterpreting and focusing on past lives. Not every challenge is karmic or past life related. What I have found in reading the records myself is that many years ago, past lives were a big feature of the readings that I did. But now the focus is more on the guidance the records can offer in terms of practical changes. Often guidance that can help with practical changes matter more than metaphysical explorations, and balanced readings often include grounded wisdom that can help people move forward in their lives in new ways. Another mistake that new Akashic Record readers may make, and this is a big one, is accessing the records without proper guidance. Yes, anyone can access the records, but it takes proper guidance, education, mentorship to interpret what is received. Without a solid foundation in emotional regulation, grounding, and self-awareness, one can often have problems with misinterpretation, unhealthy dependency on what is received, destabilization, confusion, and overwhelm. So while it is possible to read the records without this education and background and support, it is much wiser to create a foundation that respects the energy of the records. Another mistake that some readers make is applying too literal interpretations to everything. The records often speak through images, symbols, feelings, themes, and these don't often lend themselves to literal interpretations. Discernment is needed to understand how the information can be applied to life right now. And then finally, another mistake that readers sometimes make is asking questions about others without permission. You're aware, I'm sure, that as a reader, we need permission in order to access someone's records. And we need to avoid trying to access another person's motives, secrets, or private choices. We always want to respect the sovereignty and consent of others. Where this is more likely to become something of a problem is when we're doing a reading for someone else and they're asking about their relationship with someone, and questions may be brought forward about that other person. We want to respect the authority and privacy of that other person. We can talk about the actions that that person may have taken, but we don't want to look into their motives, to their thoughts, to their feelings about what is happening. So this is just a reminder to respect the privacy of anyone who we do not have permission to read their records. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. And I wish you well in your journey with the records. Take care. Bye.